سالكا سبل المعالي مخلصا ترجو من الرحمن رفعة منزلي شمر.
Fleeing from faith to faith. 40 ahadith on contagion and pandemics by Mufti Muhammad Taha Karan. Chapter 5, Medication. Hadith number 29. Vaccination, Iman and the destiny of the Ummah. عن أنس بن مالك رضي الله عنه أن رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم قال: سألت ربي ثلاثا فأعطاني 2 ومنعني 1. سألته ألا يبتلي أمتي بالسنين ففعل، وسألته ألا يظهر عليهم عدوهم ففعل، وسألته ألا يلبسهم شيعا فأبى علي. رواه أحمد. Anas ibn Malik radiallahu ta'ala anhu narrates that the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, I asked my Lord for 3 things, of which he granted me 2 and denied me 1. I asked him not to test my ummah with famine. This he granted. I asked him not to give their enemy the upper hand against them. This he granted. And I asked him not to divide them into internecine factions, and this he denied me. Narrated by Imam Ahmad. The search for a vaccine has not been free from dark speculation about possible nefarious motives. How should we as Muslims react to these mutterings? In his Ihya, Imam Ghazali identifies the methodological paradigm along which we ought to proceed. The things against which we take precaution exist at 3 levels. 1. That which is maqtu' or definitive and certain. Against threats that are definitive, it is reasonable to adopt precaution. 2. That which is madhnoon or probable. Here again, precaution is in order, more especially where the probable threat becomes widespread. 3. That which is mawhum or imagined, without any definite or probable evidence to support it. Imam Ghazali says that tawakkul demands that we dispense with precaution against this type of threat. In our estimation, and with all due regard to the advocates of conspiracies in this regard, whatever has been said thus far about nefarious conspiracies around the vaccine does not manage to exit the perimeter of the imagination. But let us for a moment imagine that there is in fact a plot to inject microchips into Muslims for the purpose of destroying their faith. What is the level of danger in such a threat? Iman, my dear reader, is not simply a chemical arrangement of molecules within your DNA that can be broken, rearranged and manipulated by an electronic microchip or any other man-made device. Iman is Allah's greatest gift to humanity. It is, as Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, a nur which Allah casts into the heart. To succumb, even for the slightest moment, to the apprehension that it could be corrupted by a microchip betrays ignorance of the reality of Iman. Then, beyond the Iman of an individual stands the universal mission of the Ummah of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. What we learn from the hadith above is that Allah has guaranteed to His Messenger that no threat from the outside would ever deter His Ummah from fulfilling their mission, neither natural calamity nor machinations of man. With such assurance from Allah Himself, what reason remains for fear of meddling with our faith through the vaccine? The Allah who instructed the fire to cool for Ibrahim alayhi salam and the sea to open for Musa alayhi salam remains as able today to nullify the effect of any puny human threat against the destiny of the Ummah of His beloved Messenger Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. If ever tawakkul had a place in this crisis, this is that place.
شمر وكن للعلم دوما طالبا لا تيأسن ففيه عذب المنهل